Proverbs asking the question today and every day, who can find? Amen. You know, they used to be plentiful. Wasn't hard to find at all. Amen. You know that virtuous woman that dwelleth at home, that loveth her children, well, let me back up and everything here, because now I'm leaving someone out here. He was before the children. She was virtuous, dependable, trustworthy. Loved that her husband all the time. Was to him for good and done him no evil. Amen? All of the days of our life. That's hard to find today. Now, the world is standing in a great need of this proverb wife. Sure enough, their scales down. Who can find one? For her worth is far above some of the most expensive that up on this earth, rubies. Amen. Woman is like God took this woman, fitting into a new line of clothes to mold his godly character. I believe probably the 31 woman is God way of saying, this is my kind of woman. Amen. She wasn't wearing no minute skirts. That you know, that kind of woman wearing those sort of kind of deals, hey, she don't have to stoop over because you're looking at it all already. Amen. Amen. Let us move on. Men, if you're a singer, this probably woman, lady, mother, you need to be looking for one like that. Amen. Ladies, this is the kind of woman you need to strive to become. Amen. Although that we have left the pose, but God, through Jesus, is a forgiving God. Amen. You take men's, if you are married, this is the more you need to go by to have a sanctified wife, mother for your children. Amen. Now, so many times they say, moms said I can't, you know, the evils are kind of got this thing in bad shape and everything. Women run into the mall all the time. But they said they can't find anything to wear. Just ain't making nothing for, but you go out there and can't keep you out of the mall. And you got so many of those outfits, you can't hardly get through the house. For they coming out of the closet. Don't know what to do with them. Isn't that right? But it's one thing that we need to try to find and bring her back to the home. That Proverbs 31. She was a virtuous woman, hard working with her hands. Amen. She was one that had a heart not only for her husband and her family, but for the neighborhood. Oh, yeah. You're living in a time now when you go to a person, visit them, and they're about ready to eat. One would keep the company, and they would go in one at a time and eat. That's what they're doing today. But back then, they should feed the whole neighborhood. Now, talk about something to wear. She made what she needed to wear. See, we done thrown our machines away now. Isn't that right? But she made the best kinds of garments, clothes for her family and neighborhood, collecting good money because she made more than what the family needed. And she sold them to the market of business. Isn't that? We need to go back. Since we can't find nothing for a virtuous woman, a holy woman, a righteous woman to put on, you need to let God lead you back to your machine and go to making and building your own garments to wear. Amen. See, the world kind of woman, you know, they're cheap kinds. Putting a discount on her price tag. The evil one through the world system, deceiving women like Eve was deceived. Isn't that right? Listen. God way, He wants you to believe that you are only good. This way of this woman that got the price tag on. I'm going to say this, and then we're going to go and wrap this thing up. You know that you only is being good for the objection of having babies going to malls. He wants you to settle with just the kind of man, what are we saying? You're settling with that kind of man. You're going to the mall to look good. Because the fella that you are hanging around with, standing on the corners and under the tree, you taking care of him while he stand on the corner and under the tree, along with your children you have at home, and working 2 or 3 jobs on the side. They're hard to find. We see, as we must come in the mold of the same, kind of woman. She presented to us the new kind woman, God kind of woman. After God's own heart, Solomon calls her a woman of virtue, a woman of excellence. Tell us about his godly mother. She would talk to her son and give instruction on how to live a life wisdom. When we talk about wisdom, we're talking about understanding how to do what we need to do. A mother that set a good example to mothers today, and how important that it is to spend with our children, sons and daughters, and instructing them in the way of wisdom. Verse 2, reminding him that he's the son of a womb. In other words, what he's saying, her son, that I am part of you, and you're part of me. A violet son, that she asked the Lord for him. And if you give me a son, I will take him and give him back to you. See, we used to have those kind of mothers. Amen. Lord, if you gave me a son, I'll take him and give him back because I want him or her to be what you want them to be, for that they can bring glory and honor to your name. Second, and she reminds him that he is the son of her vow. And in other words, I have dedicated and gave you back to God, belonging to God. So live like, in other words, the way that you would be pleasing in his sight. She told him, don't give your strength to women. Mean, don't go around seeking women for sex pleasure. Live that kind of life will bring you to death, will destroy your dreams and purpose, and bring you down. Like the Old Testament playboy. Amen. That's what the world is standing at here now. Then she warned him, it is not wise for king to drink wine, nor to desire strong, intoxicated drinks, because you have poor judgment. In other words, alcohol will bring you with a mind you can't think, with a mind that you will not be able to take care of your business. Isn't that right? It will bring you down to nothing. See, let us see in verse 10, the author painted a beautiful picture of God kind of woman. Start by asking a question: who can find a virtuous woman? Woman may be found, but she is worthy to take the time to search and to wait. She is like gold, cannot find just any, you see, just anywhere on the corner of streets, in the clubs. But why? Because she has value. It ain't about oneself. since you are not able to know who to look to, I want to say who it is all about. I see one that they call him Jesus, getting ready to leave heaven, pulling off his robe and glory, hanging it up in the hall of eternity, coming down through 42 generations, stepped off in Bethlehem, boarded the train of nature for the period of 9 months, born in the manger, wrapped in swaddling cloth. But you know the story. Listen here, got on the great mission, grew up around Nazareth, got on this found mission at the age of 30, went everywhere, done good, feeding the hungry, giving sight to the blind, curing all matter diseases, and it's going out and coming in. Man of righteousness that never done any wrong. But when the found time was in it, and his time was up, he had to go through Jerusalem because they had something against him. And Pilate was the man of the day. He went before Pilate up at Jerusalem. They tried him in the court. They tried him in the lower court. They tried him in the higher court. But I heard Pilate say, I find no fault of the man. Now this is the real story. They tried him all day. And they tried him late over in the evening, portion of night. But he said to the crowd and to the elders, I find no fault of this man. So here he is. They turned him over. They pulled off his seemly robe and put him on a scandalized garment. Led him and give him to the mob crowd. They made a cross and put it on his shoulders. Look at him taking it through the streets of Jerusalem, through a gate that led to a hill, called Calvary, where they crucified criminals at. They laid him on that cross. They nailed his hand. They put ribbons in his feet. They ride him up on the hill out there at Calvary. They put the feet of the cross in a hole. Two other malefactors were there with him, one on either side. And there said that must be tried. And one said, if you who you say is, why don't you come down? Save yourself and save us too. But the other one said, you don't talk to him like that. We're getting what we deserve. But here is a man that have done no wrong. Please, Lord. That's what this one said to him. When you come into your kingdom, please remember me. But listen here, out there on Calvary, he died there. He died on Calvary. They begged his body. They laid it in a borrowed tomb. Joseph knew tomb. Late that evening, with all of the preparation for 3 days and 3 nights, he got up early on the 3rd day with all power in his hand. I said he rose early. Said Sunday morning, he got up with all power in his hand. Said to the grave, grave, I've got your victory. Death, I've got your sting. All power